Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Beyond Loss, Loving Life with Karen Chaston. I am so glad to be here as always, 11 a.m. Monday mornings, Queensland time, obviously new in New South Wales, and no matter where you are in the world, it is an amazing day. So let me know where you're from. I love the fact that it doesn't matter where we are in the world that we can connect. You have to love the world we live in. And today I'm going to deep dive into how you can heal your past. I sent an email out last night to my database, and I got a few replies back, and that's why I thought, well, I'll continue on today. Hi, Kerry, great to see you here. And it's all about us understanding that the more that we heal our past, the better our future can become. And it's not about being stuck in the past. It's about learning the lessons, the gifts that everything that has happened in your life is bringing to you. And that's what we're going to deep dive into today, which is I just love so much. So let me just share the screen. Yeah, now what have I got going on here? So let's just move that over a bit so that's not over on there. Technology, you just have to love it, don't you? There's always something to fix or to change and to bring it all together. So let me just get this so I can actually see it all together. So I apologise for that. Didn't notice that over there. But as I said, welcome everyone. Great to have you here. And today we are going to deep dive into your healing matters. Because when you heal the past, you open your world up to all of the joy, love, happiness and fulfillment you've been searching for, and probably for most of your life. So that's what we're going to deep dive into today, which is really exciting. So there are four things. I don't need that up now. So there are 4 or 5 different things that we're going to deep dive into so that you can really start to see the best way to do it. Hi, Victoria from Brisbane. I'm on the Gold Coast. Great to have you here. Pretty sure Kerry's on the Gold Coast in Brisbane as well. So great to see you here. So let me know where you're from, and I'm just going to get deep diving into how to heal your past. But before I do that, I'm going to let you know who I am. So I'm Karen Chaston, and I'm a Beyond Lost expert. I am the co-founder of the Chaston Centre, and the other founder of the Chaston Centre is my son Dan, who passed away in July 2011, so nearly 10 years ago. And the reason that he is the co-founder is because he has guided me from the other side. And it's really important for us all to know that we have guides all around us who are helping us, who are assisting us to live and love our lives. And it's not easy. I totally understand that it's not easy. It is hard for us to, get through all of our trials and tribulations, especially because we've never really been taught how to do that. And what I've discovered is that there are over 40 different loss events that can affect all of our lives, which is huge in itself. And most of us think it's just, a death of a loved one. But no, there's a death of a loved one. There is a divorce, a separation, a job loss, your health, your wealth, even your pets. And last year with the 2020 pandemic, there were just so many of the minor ones that came to the forefront. Things like loss of freedom, loss of choice, loss of status, changing work conditions, changing recreational activities, in social activities. And it's a huge loss, but most of the issue is that not many of us realize that it is a loss event that's coming to us, that we're living through at the moment, and therefore we don't give ourselves the time to grieve and to be able to create a better way forward. And that's why I love showing up here each week to assist people how to actually move beyond any kind of loss and to create their better everyday life. So welcome, Victoria, and thank you. It's really great to have you here, as I said before, from Brisbane, Kathy from New Zealand, and Maria from Sydney. Great to have you here, ladies, and I'm sure that some gents will turn up. They normally do throughout the hour. So before I deep dive into how you can heal from your past, before I came on, I chose a card from my channeled spiritual guidance card by Marcia Quinton, which are really amazing cards. They have the most amazing energy. As you can see, they're the color of the pink, which is the higher heart. And of course, rose quartz and all that sort of stuff. So it is about healing our hearts. And the one that I drew today is called number 42, which is called the Spirit Guide. And here's the other side, which is a spirit guide. Now, I'm not going to say convinced, because I sort of know I was definitely an American native in one of my past lives. I just resonate so much with the American Indians, and I just love them. I don't know if you've ever been aware that before they used to go into battle, they used to lean up against a tree and they'd drag all of the energy from the tree into their bodies to give themselves extra energy, extra fighting power, extra, agility, and just ways to think smarter and be smarter. And of course, all they ever wanted to do was just to look after their family and the land, only take what you require at this time, not to, devastate the land as thing. So our spirit guide message for everyone today who was watching is, I'll read it to you now. A voice of wisdom and guidance from spirit. Come be in touch with your spirit guide as he calls you to step forward to bring his messages to the world. He has opened the way for your soul, evolution, and to spread his messages. You are a channel, a link to the spirit world, and you will bring forward the messages to others as they need knowledge and comfort. You can speak with your spirit guide when you need guidance or to bring blessings into your life. You are a beacon and others will be drawn toward it. You and your guide will know how to help those in need and be able to ease their suffering or simply lighten the burden in their lives. Now, that is for everyone. That's not just for me. So if you are hearing this message even now live or later when you watch the recording, know that you are meant to hear this message today. And then tap into what does it actually mean. And what I'll do is I may even post a picture underneath of the actual card, but it'll be obviously with the recording. I'm not going to do that now. So let's get started. How can you heal your past? Okay, now there's I think it's 3 or 4 steps. I've just sort of got to rearrange my stuff. I know I'm not very organized today. So it's 5 steps. So there's 5 steps that we're going to just deep dive into. Love for you to join in, love for you to say whether you resonate with that or what it is. So let's have a look at the first step in how you can start to heal your past. I'm going to post it here. That's why I needed to see how many there was. And I have to say, I have so much fun, not only being on this show live each week, but also preparing for it because, I do look at what I'm going to talk about. It's not as I just come on here and just make it all up, as you can clearly see. So the first one is create dedicated time to focus on your wellness. So are you doing that? So often we have all of these life's events that come to us. And if you're anything like me, like when Dan passed, I just got busy. I just thought, right, I'm not going to give it time. I am just going to keep busy. And of course, that's not the ideal way to move beyond any of your loss events. And it's not an ideal way to heal your past. So when you actually stop and you take the time to focus on your wellness, that's when you do the deep dive into you. You do the deep dive into what you're feeling and why you possibly may be feeling the way that you're feeling. And there is so many events that happen in our lives that we sort of can sometimes get into a repeat of the same event happening with a different person or a different scenario. And you wonder why this thing keeps happening in your life. And it's because you've never healed that past event. You've never received that message. You've never received the gift of what it's about. And you haven't healed it. So by focusing on what you're feeling, why you may be feeling it, where you're feeling it in your body, and what it could relate to, and you could ask the question, you can, start talking to your body. It is amazing what happens, the answers that actually come to you when you actually dedicate time to doing this. And you can ask questions like, what is this relate? What is this emotion about? What's this, feeling about? Why don't I feel well? Is there something that requires healing? Is it something I said? Is it something I did? Is it something they said? Is it something they did? What is it inside of me that requires healing? Tune into the body part, and also you can tune into what that body part relates to. There are so many amazing books out there at the moment that can assist you to get the messages from where you're feeling in your body, what it actually relates to. And a lot of them, they even give you the remedies on how to heal them. And I'm thinking of Ina Segal's book, which is, I can't think of it at the moment. It's just over there, but I'm not going to go get it. And it's a really great book, and I've typed that in the comments after as well. It's a great book because it helps you to figure out what's going on in your body, and they have so many messages, what it relates to, what requires healing. So when you dedicate time each day, and I'm going to say 20 minutes, because 20 minutes is an amazing amount of time, and it's surprising how much you can get done in that 20 minutes. And they say you should meditate for 20 minutes every day. And if you don't have enough time, you should meditate for an hour. So that's what I'm going to say about your wellness. Devoting 20 minutes a day to healing something, a niggle or something that's inside of you, will be amazing on how it will help you to heal. And there are 72 20-minute slots in every day. So when you look at it like that, it's pretty easy to find one of those 72 slots to dedicate your time to healing. No, I don't think it's called The Secret of Life Wellness. Oh, you've got me now. I'm going to have to go get it. It's The Secret Language of Your Body. You were close. Thank you, Kerry. So it's The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. Highly recommend this book. I would look this up just about every time I talk to someone. They will complain about a niggle in their body, or they'll complain about something, or all this sort of stuff. So I highly recommend you getting a copy of this book. I think my girlfriend said you can get it from Big W or somewhere like that, or you can get it online. Just grab it and have it in your book, and it will dedicate something. Does anyone want to just share some niggle that they have in their body? And I'll just quickly look it up, and then we can go from there, because it really is, amazing how the information that it gives you to you. Like, for example, I've just flipped it open. I've just looked at right knee. Issues with father or brother, uncle or significant male in your life. Difficulties in moving forward in your career, limited thinking, where do you not want to bend in your life? Fear of failure. It just really does get you to go, okay, now what is that about? Because I can tell you right now, it's 99% so spot on. Yeah, Kerry, I'm not surprised you got it. It's an amazing book. But anyway, so let's keep going forward. So that's the first one. So if you're ready to heal your past, it is about doing that deep dive into and focusing on your wellness, because it's really important that everyone understands that you are the most important person in your life. Okay, you may not be acting that way, but now is the time for you to start realizing that you are the only person that you are going to spend your entire life with. So when are you going to, start creating all of your dreams? When are you going to start to realize that your life matters? It's really important for you to understand how important you are in your life. And if you are continually putting yourself last, you are listening to this today because now is the time for you to stop that. Now is the time for you to realize that you are really important. Your past matters. You can heal your past, okay? You can heal your past. And the more that time that you dedicate to it, the more that you will create a future which is so much better and the one that you really want to live and love. Okay, so I'll stop sharing that. Let me just go hide. Okay, right, we've got it all working. So that's the first one. Hi, Chris from Victoria. Nice to see you here. Hi, Maria. Right, so now we're going to look at the second one. So if you're looking to heal your past, the first one was to create dedicated time to focus. The second one, I'm just getting it now, and I'm about to post it. And this one is for you to learn how to receive. Okay, heal my past, learn how to receive. How do they connect? Well, if you are always giving, okay, you are only doing half of the relationship, because we all require equilibrium, we all require balance in our life. And giving and receiving are the same energy. So the more that we give, the more that we will receive back. And it's not that we're giving to receive, but we just understand the energy flow of, if it goes out, it will come back to us. And if there's a huge amount of time in between, we're going to get frustrated. We're going to be really, really peeved that it is a one-way way of energy. We're going to start to feel used. We're going to start to feel abused. We are going to start to really feel, when is it my time? And so that's why it's important that for us to be able to heal our past, we need to be able to receive. Not only do we need to be able to receive the messages from the past, but we also need to receive the lessons and the guidelines so that we know how and where we're going forward. So let me ask you, and let's be really honest with ourselves. Are you able to receive? There seems to be more women on here than men, and women have an issue with, it seems to be that we have an issue with receiving, whether it's in our DNA from centuries and centuries back, or whether it's the fact that we have been brought up with that mentality that it's vain to receive and it's all this sort of stuff, and, you can't put yourself before others. But as I said, it's your life and it's time for you to be able to receive. Now, we are always receiving messages. We are always receiving tips. And we're also receiving, we receive positive and negative things all the time. And sometimes when we receive a negative thing, we can't cope with it. So we push it back onto them and we say it's all of them. And more than likely, a nasty comment or something like that is about the other person. But if we receive it and then we have an emotional reaction to it, well, that is a message for us to deep dive into. That is a gift to us. And, so many women cannot even receive a compliment. It's great to see that you can receive, Kerry, and good on you for saying that. Are you really good at receiving compliments? And to receive a compliment is to look the other person in the eye and say, thank you. And it's not about diminishing the compliment by saying, oh, this old thing, or yes, I've had this, if they just receive the message. Because when you don't receive a compliment, it's actually like a slap in the face to the other person. They've taken the time to comment, to acknowledge, to let you know what they are seeing about you. And so often we can't even receive a compliment. And I give compliments to total strangers all of the time. And I always find it really, really interesting, their response. And I know with a lot of young people, I will, if they deflect it back, I will say, learn how to receive. It's really important for you to know how to receive. And all you have to do is say thank you. It's not a matter of you raving on for half an hour saying how great I am, or actually returning the compliment. I always find that it's not really good on you, Chris. It's not really about you returning the compliment. Like if someone says, oh, Karen, you look great, I don't necessarily go, and so do you, because I just feel that's a diminished return. If I thought they looked great initially, I would have said it long before they said it. And if they say it back automatically, I just brush it off. I just say, oh, thanks, and brush it off. But I can remember a while ago, I was in a coffee shop. It was when I was living in Sydney. So it was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. And I was in a coffee shop talking to another lady, and this amazing lady, she came towards me. And as she came towards me, I said to the other lady who I was talking to, excuse me for a sec. And as she sort of was about to walk past me, I said, excuse me. And she looked down at me and she went, yes. And I went, I just wanted to let you know how beautiful you look today. Like, you just look so amazing. You look like you have just stepped straight out of a magazine shoot. You look so amazing. And she went, oh, wow, thank you. She said, I am having the worst day of my life, and you have just made it better. And I just went, oh, great. I'm so glad I could do that for you. And she said, I'm so sorry for being rude initially. I said, that's okay. I said, you were obviously meant to hear that today. Have a great day now. And she said, you've just made it better. And so you never know what sort of response you are going to get when you do compliment a complete stranger, or even someone who you love, because we're never with them 24/7. So it's really good to be able to give, but it's just as important for you to receive. So are you open for people receiving, for you to receive from other people? Because if you're not ready to receive the answers to what your past is about, compliments from other people, if you're not ready to receive gifts from other people, and the gifts could be of service, like it could be something as simple as, your partner coming home and saying, look, I can really see you've had a really bad day. You just sit here, I'm going to make dinner, and then I'll bring it to you. Now, could you sit there and not help? Well, maybe that's the best thing for you to do, is just to sit there and help. Okay. Good on you, Chris, for always saying thank you. I always return my shopping trolley where I got it. Fabulous, Jason. Hello, me and ... find them. I don't know what that means, Emma. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is so true, Wendy. I just saw her. I didn't know that she was having a bad day. How could I possibly know she was having a bad day? Believe me, the way she was dressed, until she sort of went, yes, I thought, oh, maybe she's a bit angry. But there was no way any of her demeanor was actually showing that she was having a bad day, which in itself says a lot about us, isn't it? We hide so much of ourselves. On the outside, we appear to be all put together and whatnot, but on the inside, we're dying. And we really don't know what anyone else is going through. We've never walked an inch in their step. So sometimes if someone, isn't that great, maybe it's time for you to sort of that. That's fabulous, Jason. I'm so glad that you do that. Okay. So that is where we're at. Good on you, Kerry. And that's it. something as simple as that. And it's so important to receive. So that's how you create your better everyday life, is just receiving. So think back, when is sometimes that you didn't receive? So often you may give a gift to someone else or vice versa. They may give a gift to you and you don't have something for them and you feel really bad. But that's what they wanted to give you. They wanted to give you that gift because they were loving you and stuff. Okay. Yeah, isn't that great, Jason? I love that when people pay it forward and help you out when you are doing things like that. Okay, so now I'll hide this one and we're moving on to number 3, which is one of the things that I just love to do. So much so. So I'm going to ask you, right? I'm just going to post this, and then the quickest way for us to heal is to actually have, it's coming up. Let me get it up. Wait on. This one. Okay. Embrace your gratitude practice. Now, I'd like to know, do you all have a gratitude practice? Be it a daily gratitude practice. Now, this doesn't even take 20 minutes a day. It's a 5-minute job. And it's about you understanding the small things in your life that you're grateful for. Because the more that you are grateful for, the more things you will receive, right? And that's what so it just nicely flows on from your thing. Great, Kerry. I'm so glad you have a gratitude practice. So what is a gratitude practice? Now, when my son passed away, probably about 2 years after Dan passed away, someone suggested to me, would you start writing in a gratitude practice? Start to focus on all of the good things in your life. And I started that, and I got so much from my gratitude practice, that so much so that I actually even created my own gratitude journals, which are called the Elements Collection Gratitude Journals. And I don't have any of them just here to show you, but that's beside the point. But the beautiful thing about it was that when you take the time to concentrate on something that you're grateful for, and 3 to 5 things every day, make them different every day. Don't just write down the same 3 things. I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my life. Really deep dive into your gratitude practice, invoking every single one of your senses, even the 6th sense, so that the more that you bring them into it, the more that you can actually embrace it into every single cell of your body. And there's something like 70 trillion cells in our body. 70 trillion cells in our body, which is incredible when you sort of think about it, how many cells are in our body. Right. So this is the thing that we need to sort of really start to embrace in our lives. Because when we start to see where we're at and have great gratitude for it, we can then create a clear path forward on how we can get there, because we're focusing more on the positive and not on the negative. When we're stuck in the past, angry at what has happened, angry at the people who have done whatever we perceive them to have done, we really don't move forward. We can't move forward because we're stuck. So by embracing your gratitude practice, that is the quickest way for you to start to heal the past, because your past doesn't come this all-consuming thing that stops you from moving on. Does that all make sense? Chris, I'm grateful for my 3 beautiful granddaughters. Good on you, Chris. And look, I have to say, I have one grandson who will be 2 in May and another grandchild being born in June, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so convinced we only have children so that we can have grandchildren and look after them and spoil them. And, there's this old saying from years ago, why is it the grandparents and grandchildren get on so well? And it's because they have this common enemy in the middle, which all we know are our children or their parents, which I thought was really quite funny. Because let's face it, our children can be painful at times, and they're pretty sure they think we're painful at times. So it's just that beautiful little fun little thing to look at. So that is the 3rd thing. Mine are 14 and 29. Is that right, Chris? 14 and 29. Wow, good on you. I guess that what you mean. Or is that, no, that, yeah, I gather that's what you mean. Okay, so now we've looked at 3 different things on how you can heal your past. So the first one is to dedicate and focus on your wellness. The second one is to learn how to receive. The third one is to embrace your gratitude. Oh, okay, 14, 19, and 22. That makes more sense. Thank you. And so now we're going to move on to what the fourth one is we've only got 2 more. Oh my God, it's 11:30. Okay, we're going pretty well. I'm getting through these really nicely. Right. So number 4 is to start, let me get it up, set intentions for who you want to be in the next hour, day, month, year, etc. So let's deep dive into set intentions. And this is, I feel, something that brings you so much benefit, but not many people do it. So I have a practice that I do at night, each night before the next day. And what I do is I look through my calendar and I look at everything that I'll be doing the next day. And then I set an intention for how I'm going to show up, who I will be in all these different roles that we play throughout a day. And let's be honest, we all play many, many, many roles throughout a day. We could be ourselves. So we could be our physical selves. We could be out there at the gym, or we could be just, going for a walk. We could be in nature, embracing ourselves. So we could be doing some me time, or we could be with our partner or with our children. So we could be a mother or a father, or we could be a colleague or a friend. There are so many roles that we play within one day, and to be honest, even within 1 hour sometimes. So it's really important for us to set an intention on how we want to show up. What energy do we want to bring to the conversation? What insights would we like to bring? How would we like the outcome of the reason why we've come together at the end of the day? What is the outcome that we'd like? And through setting our intentions intentionally, we can then create the life that we live and love each and every day. And when we set intentions, that is an amazing way to heal our past, because we're not focusing on the past. We're actually going, right, this is who I want to be. This is who I want to create. So you understand that in order to move forward, we heal anything that is stopping us from moving forward. And it could be a relationship we need to heal. It could be an emotional thing. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's right. You can do meditation, Chris. And exactly. So, but everyone does. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do meditations, Chris. So thanks for sharing that you do a meditation. So it is important for us all to know how to set our intentions and how we move forward from here. Okay, so that's the 4th one. So any questions on setting intentions, let us know how we can do that. And while I'm just waiting for a sec, I'm going to take a sip because I've been talking for like over half an hour. Okay. And that is my lemon and ginger tea, obviously, to help with my voice. So let's now move on to the next one, which is probably can be one of the hardest things to do when we are moving forward. And that is, let me get it up, and that is to see and focus on all that you have gained. Now, this is not an easy exercise, I'm going to tell you right now, because sometimes we get so focused on what has happened and focus on the fact that someone has done something to us that we get stuck in trying to see what we've gained from it. And I don't know if you've ever heard of radical forgiveness, but I love to practice the concepts of radical forgiveness. And radical forgiveness is all about no one does anything to you, they do it for you. Not easy to embrace initially. But once you start to see that no one does anything to you, they do it for you, you start to look for, well, how has this been for me, right? And it's not about you condoning what has happened. It is about you trying to understand who you have become because of this event. And, like I can look back at Dan passing, when he was only 27. And of course it was devastating, but I am a completely different person to who I was back then. Back then I was a CFO of a publicly listed company. There's no way I would have been here sharing these amazing insights that I have gained over the, nearly 10 years. And it's always something that is happening for you. And, then 15 months after Dan passing, I had a choice: choose redundancy from my much loved CFO role, or, go on to the newly merged company in a lesser role for less money. And I just knew that was going to eat me from the inside out. So it was a blessing because they assisted me to very easily transition or start the journey to transition into who I have become. So when we start to focus on why there is a possibility that I have gained something from this perceived negative event in my life, that is how we start to really heal the past. And it's how we start to forgive not only them, but ourselves, because there's two people in every relationship. And if we don't set up our boundaries, and if we accept things that are not true to who we are, situations can arise which are not ideal for us. And I'm not saying I'm condoning any behavior. And I totally understand how traumatic things can be in our life. But it's about us then deep diving in, as we started from the beginning of our 5 steps, to see how we have possibly gained something from this. So, Kerry, thank you. Out of a bad situation at work, there became a positive. Exactly. When things blow up, it's like the chaos theory. Things have to blow up in order for everything to come back. And they won't come back exactly the same. Things will be different. All you have to do is look back at the pandemic from last year. It was a bit of a blow up. Our lifestyles, our way of living have changed in many respects. But I also feel that it has been enhanced so much more than what we have lost. I see, me personally, I know that I'm actually saying how I feel more often. I am telling people that I love them. I would never have said that. They would have thought I was loony. But now I say it all the time, and it's not to receive the same thing back. It's to let people know that this is how I feel. And it's important for us to, realize that we only have today. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. Another thing that last year taught me was do it today. Don't put something off. Don't put that overseas trip off, because maybe then you won't be able to get there for years and years and years. How many of us had, plans to, in 2021 or 22, we will travel over here. Well, it's not happening. And that's why I really do love the fact that when you heal your past, you truly can move forward. You have today to start doing it. So, are there any questions? Because that's what I'm here for, to answer your questions. It's not just to talk. Because I really know that when you heal your past, you feel so much lighter. You gain a new perspective. You gain a better understanding of not only what happened, but of the other person, and possibly why it happened. And if you understand that, you still don't have to condone it, but then you can sort of connect more to the other person. And yeah, so is there anything else that you would like to share with me today? Because I'm coming to the end of today's episode, which is all about how you heal your past. Now, I'll keep talking until someone comes up. So one of the greatest way that I have assisted people to heal their past and to do the deep dive into them with ease and grace is for them to have a look at, hold on, let me just get this up. Here it is, to have a look at how to revitalize their life. Because what I've found is that the more that you do that deep dive into you, and that's what the Revitalize Your Life program is all about, it truly does assist you to heal not only your past, but so much more in your life. It truly does give you the clarity, the joy, and the fulfillment that you have been looking for, and probably for most of your life if you're anything like me. Thanks, Kerry. I know you're nearly finished the course. I think you're receiving day 40, I think, today. So we've only got about, 4 or 5 more days together. But I have to say, Revitalize Your Life, it truly does assist you to design that life where you have the clarity in order to create that joy and fulfillment and the love that we all desire, that we all deserve, because you do matter. And the more that you deep dive into you, the more that you can receive those gifts, receive the fact that life is a journey of ups and downs. You will continually be going from love to loss and then back to love again. But so many people get stuck in the loss. And we get stuck in the loss because we've created all of these avoidance tactics. We don't want to do that focus on our wellness. We just want to stop the pain and the suffering so we numb it. We've created trillion-dollar industries of alcohol and pharmaceuticals and shopping and Netflix and all of these things, which are purely designed to stop us from doing the deep dive into us. It puts us into avoidance. But when you start to walk that path where you can heal not only your past, but revitalize your life, that is when you start to actually see your life as a gift, as the greatest gift, that you can be here. Like, even the fact that you're here looking like you do, doing the things that you're doing in itself is like the odds. If you just think of all of the sperm that you were created from, just that in itself is totally amazing. And I love to share that we're living in the most amazing times. The fact that I can be here in my office, in my home on the Gold Coast and talk to everyone all over the world in itself is amazing. But more importantly, the fact that we have so many tools that we can easily create our better everyday life. So I've posted the link to Revitalize Your Life in the chat here. And thank you, Kerry, for saying it's a great course. Now, Kerry was just like, just found me accidentally one day on this Facebook page. And she, reached out because she was having trouble after a friend of hers had passed away, was sick and then passed away. And she wasn't coping with it. And I said to her, here, Kerry, just have a look at Revitalize Your Life. Now, Revitalize Your Life is, as I said, a 45-day activities that take no more than 45 minutes to do. And they are absolutely amazing. I've had so much fun putting them together. But more importantly, I know how important it is for people to be able to heal their past and to revitalize their life, that it's $1 Australian a day to be able to do this activity. That's $45 in total, not $45 a day for 45 days. It is $45 in total for you to start this deep dive into you. And that's what I love more than anything else, is the fact that I could easily sell this for 10 times what I'm selling it. But I want people to start. I want people to start to heal, because the more that we individually heal, the more that we can collectively heal. And let's face it, our world requires healing. We these new awarenesses, this new perspective that you will get not only about yourself, but about others in your life. And the more that we do that, the more that we heal our relationships, the more that we heal with our colleagues and our friends and our family and everything that has happened when we gain this new perspective, that's how we can seriously heal the world. And I don't know about you, I know that's my mission. I know that everything has happened in my life in order for me to be able to assist people to understand loss, to not have loss in this like little bucket or huge bucket that says, oh my God, I don't want that. I don't know what to do when loss comes. I don't know what to say when loss comes. I want people to be comfortable around loss because it's love or loss. They're the things, the two scenarios we will be in our life. And when we know how to move beyond loss with ease and grace, our love will not only come back to us more quickly, it will be enhanced. And isn't that what it's about? Isn't it our life all about us just loving our life, living and loving each and every day? Sure, you will have more loss events in your life, but you won't go down for as long. You will very quickly be able to go, oh, wait on, what's that process that Karen shares, that 5-step process? Right, so if I just go through those 5 steps with ease and grace and with love and gain the lessons and gain the understanding, well, then I will be back into love. So you won't be spending so much time in those lost things. And as you go on and as you keep healing all of these different losses that will keep coming to you, you end up getting less and less and less because you've healed. You've received the message, you've healed. And that's what I love about it. And that's why I just am purposely made the Revitalize Your Life $1 a day. And $1 Australian. And, so if you're in the US, that's like 75 cents, if not less. It's like 50, 60 cents in the UK. So it's really is so affordable. Sure, you've got to do the work. Each day I'll add a new activity into your dedicated area. I'll send you an email more often than not. Sometimes my assistant sort of goes, I'm not sending those emails today. But most days you'll get an email letting you know that it's there. But rest assured, whether you get the email or not, it is definitely being loaded into your area on that day. And, as Kerry said, great course. How easy is it, Kerry, just to log in and gain the next activity? And, you just then print off the activity or leave it online. You don't even have to print it off. And you just do it because you can invest time and you can invest money, but you got to do both. Like you can't just pay the money and think it's going to happen. It's the action steps, and the action steps take time to do. But let's face it, less than 45 minutes a day. You either get up an hour earlier to do it or you watch an hour less of TV. It's really easy. But what you are gaining is so much more. It's enhancing you to truly be able to not only heal your past, but to be able to create the life of your dreams. And as I said, you're the only person you are going to spend your entire life with. Do you really want to be, 90, sitting in your rocking chair, reflecting on your life and going, I've got so many regrets. Why didn't I just do that? Why didn't I just get off my backside and do that? Because that's all it is. And that's what I want. Thanks, Kerry, for letting everyone know that it is easy to connect, because that's what life's about. Ease and grace, ease and grace, ease and grace. Well, everybody, I have come to the end of my time. I thank you for being here. I look forward to you next week. Next week, we will deep dive into another concept, another activity that obviously is in the 45 days. And that's what I love. So these are the sort of things that you will be tapping into, because you matter. Your time matters, your energy matters, your past matters, your healing matters. There is so much for you to deep dive into yourself. So I thank you everyone for being here. And remember, next week at the same time, I look forward to seeing you here again. Bye for now.